If you have a job, then you can buy a home, and you can't have a job if you don't have childcare.
Working families can't afford to pay tuition and a mortgage because they're sometimes equivalent.
This is a kitchen table issue. Families are making significant decisions about their household budget and income on this one issue alone.
My name is Jason West.
And my name is Jessica Morrison.
And then I put it in the peas.
Our 9-year-old, her name is Lana, and she is in 3rd grade.
Oh, yeah.
Travis is 5. He just turned 5. For my early childhood, my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and my dad was able to work enough to support us.
My father passed away when I was young, so my mother raised 4 children by herself. So in a lot of ways, childcare has been an issue since I myself was a child.
As November's presidential election nears, Americans continue to grapple with inflation, a top concern for many voters.
Brutal 3.4 annual rate.
And where prices are particularly high is in childcare. On average, families in the U.S. spend over $11,000 on childcare annually. And families with 2 children spend more on childcare than they do on housing, college tuition, or transportation. Childcare facilities are also struggling, with many of them family-owned and operated. The mother-daughter team of Joanne Sawicki-Luschek and her daughter Tiffany Martin own Teddy Bear College in the battleground state of Pennsylvania.
I know that you can hear a mother-daughter dynamic working together every day, but working together, we don't have a lot of conflicts. We really get along well.
It's like taking your daughter to work every day. The fact that she wanted to take over the business and that she had the same passion is the most rewarding, and that she was able to take it to the next level to meet the needs and standards of today, which is so hard and challenging.
The challenges with running a facility are aplenty, starting with its ability to pay workers a livable wage.
Finding people that want to work in this industry, knowing it's not the highest paying job, is a challenge. And so that's the hardest part with keeping quality staff, is that the pay isn't available for them.
While pay has increased for workers recently, the average hourly wage is still just under $15 an hour, or about $30,000 per year.
What the tuition brings in is what we have to pay. So if we raise tuition, we can give raises out. Well, there's a limit to that.
And that limit is what's stopping many families from enrolling their kids. About 45 minutes south in Seacane, Pennsylvania, the Wests have built a middle-class American life with 2 healthy kids, dogs, and a mortgage.
We are a 2-income household. It's just that he has gigs, that he can do. He's self-employed. We spend time together when we can, but we could all be sort of closer, I think, if we didn't have the childcare issue.
In 2019, right after the couple had purchased their home, West thought he had a line on a new job.
I actually applied for a job at UPS, if you remember that,
That's
right
right
before Christmas. And that is where Jess was looking into childcare at that time.
It was upwards of $400 a week.
I remember it essentially working out to net zero of having a child in childcare while working, and a normal job, having taxes taken out, so take-home pay.
Costs have only risen since the pre-pandemic days of 2019. Inflation now sits at 3.4%, while the cost of childcare is over half a point higher, at 4.1%.
Inflation has definitely affected us as far as our food costs. You figure we're feeding the children 2 snacks and a healthy lunch. Well, we all know food costs have gone up, so that makes it really difficult to still stay within our budget. It's not cheap, and it has been a struggle.
The families know that there's a reason why we need to raise the tuition, that we're not doing it because we're trying to increase profits. We're doing it because we need to sustain our program. We need to sustain our business.
One way states and the federal government have helped families in the past is a child tax credit, which Pennsylvania significantly expanded this year.
The child tax credit that became law in Pennsylvania in December basically tripled the child care tax credit for Pennsylvania taxpayers.
This year, the state gave eligible families earning less than $43,000 a year with 2 or more children $2,100, and up to $1,200 for families who make higher than the threshold. Democratic State Representative Tina Davis was the prime sponsor on the bipartisan bill.
Well, it just puts money in people's pockets, and when you put money in people's pockets, they're going to spend it. It's going to help small businesses, it's going to help the economy, and it's actually going to make them feel better about themselves.
It's a good idea. No party has a monopoly on good ideas. This is a direct way to benefit a lot of families.
They have expanded the child care tax credit. So that has helped families, but I feel like it doesn't answer the child care centers' issues.
These issues aren't exclusive to Pennsylvania. It's a nationwide problem, impacting the country's bottom line.
The child tax credit I passed during the pandemic cut taxes for millions of working families and cut child poverty in half.
Biden has made childcare and really caregiving as a whole a huge component of his overall domestic agenda. So he spearheaded something called Build Back Better a couple of years ago that included a number of key provisions like paid leave, like universal pre-K.
As for former President Donald Trump, he's so far steered clear of childcare during his 2024 campaign. However, in 2018, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act doubled the child tax credit per child.
We nearly doubled the standard deduction and did double the child tax credit.
Pennsylvania, a state likely to be crucial in November's election, saw both parties work together to help families with young children. Can that progress continue nationally? It may just depend on who becomes the next president.
Both sides should be considering childcare and the childcare costs and the families that it's impacting.